All right, adults, thank you so much for your patience. I am fully aware that this information should have gotten out to you sooner, so my sincere apologies, but it's 8:30 and here's what we're doing tomorrow. So our theme is community. We've got Mr. Deal, Miss Spoil, myself, Miss Self, Mr. Shower, Miss Bonacorsi. Thank you, Miss DiPiero. Thank you, Miss Osley, for helping us out, Mr. Clayton, and Mr. Gonzalez to help us out. 74 students total. We might have a little bit lower than that tomorrow. These are the spaces that we're using. If you're wondering, like, who are my students and where are my space, if you click on this, I got us to about 6 to 7 students per group. So you'll notice your name, what room you're in. All students will start out in their normal morning meeting rooms following chapel so that we can direct them where to go. And if you have a space that's someplace other than the second floor, I will send students out into the hallway with you to get to your space. If there ever comes to a point where you are in a space and somebody's like, I think I've signed this space out, I try to do my best to make sure that I signed every space out. But you are welcome to come back either to a bigger space like the cafeteria, maybe share it, or come to a classroom and kind of just put it off into 2 separate sections there. So normal breakfast, normal chapel, COVID testing. Then we'll do an intro to the retreat. I'll have a Canvas page, a video by me, and we'll share the small breakout rooms. Every student will need a writing utensil, so pen or pencil. They'll get a journal, and then they will need a Chromebook to take with themselves. Nothing else. Maybe their water bottle after the COVID testing. Then we'll go to travel to our small group spaces and get right into our icebreakers. So in the middle, just circle up chairs, odd amount of chairs, one less than there are people, and ask a question. So move if you enjoy scary movies. So people will get up, have to go to a different chair, not next to them, across them, wherever. And then the person left standing asks a new question, just making sure that we're coaching them on moving carefully, asking appropriate questions, and not yucking anyone's yum. All right, that's going to be a big theme here. We need to celebrate the uniquenesses that we have in order to build a wonderful, accepting community. And then Post-it pass. So I'll give you a pack of Post-its. The students may go ahead, probably might make it note cards, but they take as many as they want, pass it around the circle, and then reveal at the end however many they took. That's how many facts they have to reveal about themselves. So if a kid gets 1, he gets to reveal 1 fact. If he has 7, he has to reveal 7 facts. Probably make sure that it's note cards, not Post-its, otherwise we'll be here all day. Then if you still have time, arrange yourself by age or arrange yourself by last name, but do it without talking. So that's one way to do it. I recommend downloading the Heads Up app or having a deck of Uno cards with you at all times, so that if you ever find yourself in the middle of, we've gone through this stuff quickly, those are 2 things that we can kind of constantly fall back on as time fillers. Then activity 1, Minefield. Mr. Gonzalez has given us the link here, but basically it's almost like you have the answer card of where students are supposed to go, and they have to guess correctly if they are stepping on the right block. So this is why we're using all these tiles. Obviously, we don't need a space this big, but just map up something that's 7 by 7 on your floor. Use the tiles. If you're in a space that doesn't have tiles, maybe go out into a hallway and use those tiles. But Mr. Gonzalez will pass out those answer cards for you. And the whole idea is to get them to work together, right? So what did we learn about when this person got bumped off the map, all right? And move on from there. So that's our first activity. Then we do a nice focus on the debrief. That's important. What was easy? What was challenging? What would leadership and citizenship look like in this game? How can we apply that to schools and the goals that we've been working on? What do we have in common with this game? And going outside of the game, right? What do we have in common here at CJA? Again, use extra time for Uno or the Heads Up app. And then we'll get into the online scavenger hunt that I created from last year. Basically, this is why they'll need Chromebooks. I'll put up a statement and they'll have 45 seconds. You'll just hit this play button to find something of that statement. So we did this with Mr. Beckley too. Find something old. And then I've included here down in the notes some helpful tips for you. So like I have a picture of my dad's mug and I explain why, right? So you could find something yourself, right? But I've also find something that you think is just the best, find something that represents you, and then we start to delve into the theme a little bit more. Find something that represents CJA, find something that represents community, right? And I've included questions in the notes down here to kind of promote conversation. Find something that you can do to make people feel welcomed. Find something that represents the grad values. Find something that represents a goal you have for in quarter two. If you go through all these, great. If you make it through some of these because the conversation's lively, wonderful, all right? I forgot to mention, please bring a talking piece to your small group, whether it's a pen or something from your office or a book, so that way when we're going around and sharing, like, kids know that, oh, whoever has the talking piece is the one that's sharing. Then we have lunch and recess as normal. 7th grade, 8th grade's in the cafeteria first, 7th grade's in the gym, and then flip-flop it. And then activity 2 is back to our small group spaces for some reflection and journaling time, some self-love. So first, a name poem. If you go to this, our acoustic poem, I think it's correct. But basically, it's just they're writing out their name and then either giving themselves some positive or info about their name. So for Mike Mason, Mike. M is for meticulous, which I wish I was more meticulous before this retreat. I is for intelligent. K is knight because I used to love medieval battles as a kid. True story. E is for energy because I love to play sports. That might take the whole time because I'd love for them to go through it and then share it out. And again, they can use the internet to search up words or this website that can help them generate stuff if they agree with it. They need an early finisher. We can take a moment to, because some guys are writing super fast, write a letter to their future self, right? And again, this all can go right into their journal. What words of encouragement or advice would you give to yourself? Picture something at the end of the year. What do you want to thank yourself for accomplishing? What are some bumps in the road that you had to overcome? How did you see yourself as being a good friend? Then we're going to come back together for a short kind of 20-minute talking circle. So back to your original rooms. We should have 4 talking circles all together, but both adults in there leading them. I believe Mr. Deal is going to lead one, Mr. Clayton's going to lead one, Mr. Gonzalez is going to lead one, and I should be in the other room leading one. But again, please be, if your group is back to its original room, please be there as well to help share. And then affirmation station. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to move back to our small groups because this will be a lot of moving around. So basically it can be sitting next to the person. You have 20 seconds to write an affirmation into their notebook. Go ahead and pass. So we can get back into our small groups within the room and sit in circle. Play some light music in the background, write an affirmation and pass, write an affirmation and pass. So that way they can enjoy the brotherhood of honesty, keep it 100, but also look back on it and see nice things that they wrote. And then at 1:30, we are reporting to the gym for some relay races and the pipe cleaner tower building competition to kind of end the day, and if we're early, some free play. Then we'll go back as normal for our kind of cool down data talk, closing circle. I might just have them do kind of just a mental exam just to get ready for the weekend and make sure we're ready to go. I know you probably have 1,000 questions. I'll be at school early tomorrow. Thank you so much for your help and flexibility on this. I keep an eye out for a lot of feedback because I know I want to make this process smoother and better. A huge thanks to Daryl Marcos in London for helping plan a majority of this. And again, my apologies for not getting it out to you sooner. But it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for our guys tomorrow. If stuff doesn't go perfect, that's all right. But hopefully we see some golden little nuggets along the way of our guys connecting with each other. Thanks again. Have a great night.